you coming from a space where all this was missing. So, be it an access to a doctor, be it access to any kind of therapies. So,
Societies of
I would love to know how did you manage and what all were the challenges that you faced?
So at home, it's not needed that you need blogs or the things. What you have, you use that things. So it's good to make things by your own ना कि like sorted the vegetable. Newspaper पढ़ना सिखाया मैंने उसे. He's learned swimming by itself. Tabla he learned by himself. Then he can't speak. Then I learned vocal because of him. After that he is उसका स्पीच बहुत अच्छा हुआ. Whenever he would become hyper, so on 16th floor we go by walk.
Ma'am did speak about fine motor skills. I would love to know from you, ma'am, how do you get this into place with your therapy?
So, I've noticed that a lot of children's gross motor skills are better than their fine motor skills. Especially children who are neurodivergent, maybe with ADHD, maybe with on the spectrum. And if someone has both, then they find it much easier to do a sport than to do a fine motor skill activity. Because the fine motor skill actually helps your nervous system in a different way than a sport does. And that's very important. So your palms, your fingers, they should feel their palms, they should feel their fingers, they should be able to use a thin brush, a thick brush, both. Then pressing something, sticking with more pressure. All these things are very important for fine motor skills development along with your gross motor skills.
So welcome both of you to the Dolly Show today. I'm really very happy to have you both here. And yes, definitely a new topic that we will be discussing today. So yes, let me introduce our guests. We have our professional who is Neeta ma'am. She is a child development specialist. Thank you ma'am for coming here. And we have our parent who is Rupa ma'am. And lots we need to discuss with you both for sure. So yes, once again, thank you and welcome to the Dolly Show.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you.
So to start with you, ma'am, I would love to know your journey. What brought you into this world of autism?
So I started my education here in India, of course, and being a student from Fort Convent School, then moving to college, and then realizing that I want to work with children at a very young age. So I'd studied at ORT, Organization of Research and Technology, and I studied early childcare education, where I realized, okay, I love teaching. This is me. So, and I loved art as well. So I started teaching kids and started learning, early childcare education. It was called ECCE back then. And after that, I moved to the US and in California, where I studied child development. And it both worked hand in glove, both education systems, both the theoretical knowledge we got, the practical knowledge in both places was different, but they worked hand in glove and they still do. So yeah, that's how my journey started. And then through, in the US, I got introduced to autism, Asperger's, and how the two are connected. And then recently got to know that it's all clubbed now together on the spectrum. But I worked with kids with autism as a shadow teacher in the US, where I learned a fair bit about how one-on-ones work much better for most children. But over time, you see there are variations in autism. And, I was learning through each, experience. Each child is so different. You can't just say, everything is like this for this child because she from the spectrum. She may like something verbal, she may like something non-verbal. She may not want people to speak around her. She may want a lot of noise and hustle bustle. So that's what intrigued me to study more about autism. All these things of seeing the differences, but everybody clubbing it all together when they talk. But then there's so much more to it. So I think I'm still learning. It's a journey.
Wow, very interesting. Yes, Rupa ma'am, we would love to know your journey.
Yeah, my journey from Haridwar to Delhi, now in Mumbai. I am mother of 3 children. My elder son is autistic. When he was born in small city, no one know about autism. Even doctors say he was mentally retarded, don't do anything. Why you come again and again? And I hate this word, mentally retarded. I really hate this word. Then until ball P matured, then I just try to teach him, but I don't know how to teach him. Na? So sometimes I also scold him, he just come, and because he didn't have eye contact and not communicate anything. His normal milestone is at right time, but after that he didn't learn anything. But got this, one of my friend came from USA in my colony, and he gave me 2 books. One is vision impairment, another is autism. Then after read it autism, see my son have autism, then I just work with him that way. And after that I did so many courses from Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore. In meanwhile, I have 2 daughters too. And like UP in-laws, we are not supportive. Husband was not supportive. Then in my husband was job was so good, so I don't need to earn anything. So every Wednesday I took class for parents at my home, and this house is so big. So I have garden. So every Wednesday I taught them wow thing, and meanwhile I just take care of my 2 daughters too. Then 2013 my husband died. So then that time I did work in DPS and I left job, and I live in government quarter now, so I have to leave that in 6 months too. So then I shifted in my house, left job, and then opened my own NGO named Hakuna Matata, and I just give training to parents. I do not work with children, and that is free of cost.
My God, you have given me goosebumps.
And but I study about only autism, but in Haridwar I have so many parents who have CP, Down syndrome, dyslexia. Even they don't know about same. Before I didn't know, but I study them too because I
To be able to help them.
yeah I read about them too. Down syndrome, CP children. So I read so because 4D I live with doctors now.
Correct.
So then I make chart from these parents, children, then I taught later. Then Corona had. Then after Corona, my 2 daughters shifted from Mumbai, from Haridwar. One is in Australia, one is Bangalore. And now me and Anchal is there. So what to do? Then I try to improve Anchal more and want to do work with other children. Then I tried Dehradun, Hyderabad. I don't want to go to Delhi. Even I study from there. But Delhi is not safe for the ladies, no? Then destiny sent me Mumbai. And here I mean very so much in parents group na. They say, here's in Mumbai, everyone have a special school. Achha, that's a Then search house. Then I stay in hotel 8 days and don't know anything about Mumbai. Even not places, na. Don't know about East West. Then luckily I find very good house and search where near school near me. Then I find a school. Then shifted in Warsaw. But because of that journey, my son is so improving. He is so calm, so nice, and good things he wants to learn. Wow. It's a very good thing he wants to learn. In Haridwar, I have pain. Not he is autistic. I have pain. He want to learn, but there are. But yeah,
No access to all our amenities.
how I teach him and what I learn, I already taught him. And I feel so bored. Same thing I taught him, and he was also so bored. Yeah, I am taught. So then now he is in school and he do modeling, fashion shows. And because of him, I must be model and
Wow, this is a super inspirational story. And to be very frank, I want to know in depth. Currently, you've told us just the outline of it. We will definitely really want to go deep into all of this. So today I have two diverse stories, but intersecting. You coming in from Meerut to Mumbai, Haridwar, all those experiences, like, not having access to therapies or maybe doctors or whatnot. And I have a therapist here who has been to the US, to Singapore, to many other countries, and back to Mumbai. So, my God, Mumbai meri jana. So, yeah, I would really love to know about this. First, ma'am, if you could let us know, you have been to the US, got your education and your certification and all of that from US, from Singapore and other countries, and now to Mumbai. Can you tell us your experience about it?
So to start with the US, theory-wise, I think it was solid. Practical as well was really good for a teacher because they had these certain guidelines you have to stick around. You can't, because of legal issues, and you can't, which also kind of trains you that these are the things you don't say to a parent or to a child with any neurodivergent child. So they teach you how to speak, how to conduct yourself, how to, what are the things that you catch and how you say it matters. So how I speak is like a conditioning from the US. But then when I moved to Singapore, what I learned was that the government of Singapore is like amazing with neurodivergence. So the way they, have their spaces, their spaces are very well done up. So they have segregations in each organization for children on the spectrum. They know that most of them will love baking, they will love music. There's an art room, there's a music room, that's just in the government organizations, and there are private as well. But the government ones, every teacher certified with ABA therapy training, and the way they conduct themselves, the way they speak, everything is beautifully done for the children, and they're given dignity. I was mentioning to you earlier as well. For me, that was an eye opener, where I saw how they provide dignity to all abilities. It's independence, dignity, discipline, all these things. I would not call it discipline, I would call it regulation. The way they know how to do that is because they are regulated. So you will never see a teacher coming in. I've trained in these centers, learned, and you will see them leaving their baggage behind and coming in professional, completely calm. So you forget your own problems, you'll be having 1,000 of them. That's the thing I brought from Singapore, I feel. That to learn to leave my problems behind, walk into Eduism, that's the startup that I started. And I walk in there, it's like Zen, peace. If I am regulated, the children will be regulated. No matter how clever they are at that time, they will just calm down sensing my vibe.
Wow.
So that's all there is to it. How much ever theory and how much ever you study, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's all heart.
Oh, yeah, so true. Yeah. So we had just a bit of a conversation with ma'am in regards to what she, saw, the kind of culture, the kind of, acceptability, accessibility to so many therapies, treatments, so many options that ma'am saw. You come in from a space where all this was missing. So be it an access to a doctor, be it access to any kind of therapies. So
societies of
I would love to know how did you manage and what all were the challenges that you faced?
I But I challenge same. Every parent's challenging same. First, it started from family. Family didn't accept you and your child. Right from family, then society, even parents, because it's slowly pays na. That say is karma, purana janam. Oh, I just fed up of answering all these things now. Because it's
Great, she was aware. What you were way ahead of.
Imagine she has learned herself rather than, sitting there and sulking. She took that task onto her, and here she is.
I believe ki God never did bad things. What God gave you is He has some purpose. Ki why He gave. So I am in Haridwar. I am only who motivate other parents now. And what mistake I didn't allow to any parent to do that thing. And see, in everywhere I told ki it's very hard where to go. When you find it exactly, if your children have any problem or autism, any, where you have to go. In big cities, everything is public, online, offline. Society accept. If you children in Haridwar, no one told. If you have problem, it's your problem. So it takes so long time. Children didn't improve na at home, and I think I tell you a small thing. In Haridwar, I have car, and there's parking inside the house. My car is inside, and whenever we go out, to Anchal was not ready to sit in our car.
Okay.
And I have to, and he was so big, so I have to push him, just sit, call someone to. Here, never happened once.
Wow.
Then I realized how much he was in pain and how intelligent he is. That car is go inside again. I stuck in at home. How intelligent he is. Now in Mumbai, I realize. I stayed 2 years, has been. Once it never happened. Once.
So he was reluctant to go back home and not get off the car. Oh my God.
It's a very intelligent thing, na?
Yeah, they are very intelligent. Far more better than us.
Definitely. So I am pleased ki God sent me nice space. His community is very good. And I am helping Haridwar and other peoples too. Whatever I can do, I just do for them. And I wish I go back and open my center to help others.
Wow, that will be such an amazing thing to do. A beautiful thought. I would like to go back to, I agree that you have come to Mumbai now. You have access to all the possible things as of now. What was the situation when you did not have access to all these things? How did you at that point of time teach your son? And then early intervention definitely didn't happen. So what were the repercussions of that? What was the effect on your child when all these things did not happen?
So at the age of 1, in my house have कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रही थी, तो हमारा एक कॉर्नर में रूम था, there was no oxygen.
Okay.
So when he wake up, only in that room, that I realized later. So that time I was also 21, don't know Bhagwan Avega. So he just do that and cried so much. Only when we slept in that room. Then because my husband is working BHS, they transferred it in Delhi.
Okay.
They gave medicine for epilepsy, and he didn't have epilepsy. And that wrong medicine, I gave him 7 months. From that, he had mental issue and vision issue.
Oh.
Then I was in Meerut, my parents' houses. So then my brother is studying from Mumbai. So then I call him, Bhaiya, my medicine just come. And we scold very badly. Then I just, after that, I go back home. Then I told my husband. So then I go Jolly Grant in there at Pune, one hospital. Then they again scold us. कि वो दिल्ली पहुंच गए तो अमेरिका पहुंच गए, यू हैव टू टेक सेकंड opinion. They give only one medicine Velapin, and after that never happened. But after 8 years, he didn't learn anything. Even he was not toilet trained.
Oh.
7 years, he was not toilet trained. Because I have another daughter too, I have to take care, and my family is joined to household work. So whenever I was free, I try to teach him, but it's way because I don't know how to teach him. So especially I brought some toys to because he chewed so much, and I don't know why he did that thing. So I just brought especially things to chew for him, and he was so hyper, drawing, and I had so much work. I don't know what to do now. Then in our society, some foreigner came, and then he just buzzed me and he said, "Can I pay for your child?" Oh, why not? No one told me that things. So they came and they took a video for my son, and from USA they brought 2 vision impairment and autism. And then I read both, say autism. Then I know that word, say my son is not mentally retarded, he is autistic. And I feel proud of that. Then I go to the doctors. The doctors say, no, आपने 2 book पढ़ ली तो डॉक्टर समझ रही हो. Say no, he has autism. Then luckily that foreigner just gave a school at politics English. Then I just on that date, he has autism. I read books, and that foreigner friend helped me too much. So she brought books. Then I read so many things. Then when he started improving, I also when you go like boost, alarm, like, and as soon as his age increased, I trained myself like sexually things happen, hormonal changes.
Yeah.
So I just let my both daughters to my parents' house, and I go Bangalore whenever my daughters have holiday. Me and Angelis, I go for workshop, and to now dessert he's soon to.
Wow. So for that span, you have been a self-therapist, trained yourself, and then trained your child. Like, I can really imagine you being a first-time mother. Then in a city where you have no accessibility to anything for that matter. Then language barrier and a child whom you can't see any improvements. What a situation to be in. And then coming out of it and here you are. Now you yourself have trained and you're training your child. Wow.
And others too. In her, where I am only.
And now you are teaching others. Wow. So truly commendable, ma'am. Truly commendable. Okay, so coming back to you, ma'am. As we very well know, you have delved deep into art therapy, movement therapy, and all those things. So how does art play a role in regulating these children on the autism spectrum?
So, as everybody knows, that art, color therapy, texture therapy, these things, what is therapy? Therapy is something that helps you to cope with what you're going through.
Correct.
So that is what I do. That if a child walks into the school, to the class, help them to just look at the art. If they are not able to focus on it, then feel it. If they are not able to even feel it and feel good because they have sensory issues, then I divert them into music, movement, games, and then we come back to the art. My role is to get them into the art slowly without forcing, because a lot of children on the spectrum do not like art because they're scared of it. They're scared of the texture. They're scared of dirting their hands, or even that sound that comes with art sometimes, or it could be rough on the fingers and that could bother them. So my goal is to help them to overcome that fear And that also regulates them because they're involved in that process of overcoming the fear of the sensory experiences that they're having. So while they're painting, I have soft music on for the ones who want it. And some of them want loud bhajans. And that works well for some kids. So I don't have a plan when my class starts with art. It's the child who leads the way and my art begins there. And so even if a parent asks me today, what are you going to do? I don't see any structure. I'm like, that art is one thing that you cannot have structure. You never know which child out of these children will become an artist. And what is an artist? A person who has gone beyond boundaries. That is an artist. And not you have to paint within that canvas. You're painting that canvas, in between you just want to paint the table too. True. I'm okay with that. There's no need for discipline here. You want discipline, you go to martial arts. Or you go to, different kinds of, anything rather. Everything in the world today has structure. So why not have art and music a little unstructured? Actually quite unstructured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had this parent who gave us this one incident that happened. The child used to play tennis. So tennis or probably badminton.
Right.
So what do we tell our children? You have to master the art. You have to be really good at it and then get into competitions and, come first.
Yeah.
So the child said, why can't I just play?
Yeah.
Why can't I just play badminton? Not good, not bad, but just enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Fearlessly, not thinking of, I have to perform well. I have to be really great. I have to get into the rat race and, achieve something. Why not enjoy the process?
Yeah.
And instead of playing good tennis, why can't I just play bad tennis or tennis?
And enjoy it and even if you miss a shot.
And that is where, lot of opportunities, lot of things lot of doors that open up.
And that's because anxiety drops.
Anxiety process here.
The minute that drops, you are so... I was told in school that you can't become an artist. You can't teach. You can't... Not teach, but you can't become an artist and you can't... we don't see it. That I've actually had my work thrown on the floor. So I went deeper and deeper into art after that, saying, I'm going to do it. Then this is not that's how I started. Thanks to those teachers. And then once I was involved in art, I realized, and I've actually sold, even though that is my strength, to exhibit and to sell big paintings, do custom orders, all that I did in the past. I don't do that commercially anymore. That didn't give me satisfaction. But I know now that taught me that today, even if you think your child is now an artist, it's very possible that they have a hidden potential which can be brought out by the right facilitators. So that is my goal. That's my job. I take it as a job every day to see that each child, I find their potential. It could be music, could be art, could be language. Because as we were discussing earlier, that language is so important. For those who can learn.
Yeah, that was I was going to ask you next. That how does language play an important role, and children who are actually verbal, how important it is to develop language?
Yeah, so it's very important if the child has the ability and potential. You cannot tell if the child has an ability in one session for language. You have to check if they have patterns, if they are good with patterns. If a child is good with syntax, patterns, going into their memory is very good actually, because in language you have to learn the basics with good memory. Correct. You can forget your letters. Like in French, it's different. In Spanish, it's different. In German, Japanese. My God, it's so difficult. Japanese. But some children on the spectrum can learn it like this. And you can only tell if you see them actually going into it, because when they focus, children on the spectrum, they really focus. So language is it's one of the assets for children on the spectrum, according to me. Yeah. That's what I've learned too. And so that's why we have people on Eduism. It's a startup. where there's a big team of people who we teach online as well. So some of our teachers are neurodivergent and some of our teachers are not. So we train people to know how to teach all.
Wow.
That is a strength that I realized during COVID, that I can help people to facilitate sessions for other people. And I'm sure through your practice now, you have learned that in a way.
Yeah,
Because you already know you're looking at every aspect. Yeah. So that, I think once you start thinking of every aspect, you can start helping others to help others.
True. So coming to language, ma'am, what steps did you take to develop your son's language?
Actually, my son was because I didn't have anything.
Correct.
But 24/7 we played music at night. Okay, Ranchal born. That time there is
Therapy?
music as उस समय पे वो कैसेट आती थी ना वो
Yes, yes.
वही
हाँ, हमारी
तो हाँ
पुरानी.
तो वो म्यूजिक सिस्टम माय हस्बैंड मेड दैट म्यूजिक सिस्टम प्लस ऑटो रिवर्स
Okay.
and Anchal I saw when it's stopped Anchal know how to open it.
Put it on again.
Oh, wow. And he enjoyed that time. He didn't speak any single word, just make scream that sound. Then I realized he sings. He played tabla by itself,
Oh,
One day, because I have house, so he just watch outside because I hold dad in park. So he pay window. Very beautiful. And he, I think at that age of 3 or 4, he ate table. Then I brought tabla for him. And he ate that. Then in my full house, everywhere have tabla, dhapli, everywhere, fun dining table, everywhere I keep. Think, whenever you have mood, you play. So, but he sings song but can't speak. So then I went to Chennai. There I learned speech therapy.
yes.
And they
That's what we also learned, that speech therapy is about communicating, not about words. It's the way the child can communicate, maybe through music, maybe through art, or maybe any form of communication. नहीं तो हमारा भी concept perception यही था. Speech therapy means you need to have words.
Then there I come just because I already learned lots of things about autism. Then I bring big packet of chips and I said, "Cal Papa." And I ate Indian tap. Well, he sings so much. And he saw the packet is about to finish. Say, "Papa." I said, "Okay."
Oh,
Then I feed him one biscuit. I fed him 1 hour, and teach him counting and other things. And say, "Okay." Now he start speaking and just say one word, one sentence, but not communicate like us. That's why I'm here. So that now he speaks कि हाँ मुझे पानी चाहिए, pizza चाहिए. He speaks.
so she found her own way out.
Everything.
She was led by her child also.
Yeah.
And she could have intuition with her child, right?
Yeah. I learn all things by myself.
So, ma'am, speaking about sensory issues, yes. So, how can you address sensory issues with your art therapy and movement therapy, play therapy?
Yeah. So when I'm sitting in a session with a child, what I've planned sometimes just does not take place, as I mentioned earlier. So I have it all lying there. So I have sand, then I'll have medium, acrylic art, non-toxic paints, natural dyes. So natural dyes are come in powder form, indigo. So, you have a lot of pigments and dyes and all. And I allow children to use a little bit of everything. And we create wonderful things together. But that's not the idea to see the result. We are in the process. That process can help children to regulate the emotions. If a child has come in upset or is angry with their helper or with their mother or their father or the cat outside the space, he'll come in and immediately I know what to do next. So I have these things that anger, immediately take them to a more calming, not sand. Because at that point, sand is also a little rough. So it can irritate. So because I myself am very sensory. As a child growing up, I did not like these white lights that you've put on here. Oops. As a child. Now I'm fine. It's again art that has helped me regulate this. I would get a headache or one eye would start irritating and things like this. And then that collar, that little that I will keep doing this and it irritates me. So not all sensory, if you have a sensory challenge, it doesn't mean that all people who have a sensory challenge have neurodivergence, but it's possible that it is there. So first only, I have kept these things different. There's a backup plan. She doesn't like the sand. She's going to chuck that sand away and she wants to play with smooth surfaces. So then we'll use lovely mediums, a lot of water, a lot of gel. Gel is like feels very calming. So the same kind of music like Mozart or Richard Clayderman, put on that in the background and play with gel. Add a little color to it if they like to see color. Then ask them, which color do you like? So it could be that they like only yellow, and each time they come to me, one of those children will say, I like yellow, I want yellow, I want yellow. Yeah. And he will stick to that pattern of yellow. I'm not there to tell them, you also have to like red or you also have to like brown. So instead, I will keep using yellow till they want. And I've seen after some time, they look at the other paints. Because they've used so much yellow themselves, I have not stopped them. The more I stop, you are going to want you're going to really do it. And a lot of kids, in a natural way, go towards other colors. Then I teach them how to mix yellow in all the colors, because yellow is a common factor for that child. Yellow and red, how does it look? Yellow and brown, what becomes more brown or becomes a brighter brown, things like that. That is color therapy. So where you are able to help the child. So there are children who also have synesthesia. Synesthesia, it's like color and sound and color. You can see, sometimes I'm hearing some songs and I think of like a lovely purple when I'm hearing that song. But if it gets too much into you, that any sound you hear, you think of color, that is synesthesia. Can irritate a child. So it could be a child with any other neurodivergence can also have synesthesia. So I have felt that there is one child used to come to me and stopped coming now. Loved any song when I gave him the color blue or I gave him all shades of blue. So he could somehow regulate his emotions, his moods when the color blue and shades of blue, even if I gave purple, because purple is part of blue. So I put on Richard Clayderman, loves it. If I put on something that he normally doesn't like, he will love it because of that color. You see, but that color is very, this is on my own. I've read things. There are experts who've written all this, but it actually happened on the job. Seeing what
has honest.
And learning from the children. Oh, he likes this. Maybe if I do this, he'll like that also. So I keep adding sensory new things into my thing. And I love it. That is the best part of my day. If I don't feel like leaving, and when they have to go home, I'm like, stay a little longer because I want to try more. Give you more material, more media to use.
So if you could tell us a little more in depth about color therapy, this is fascinating for me.
So mixing colors, of course, giving less percentage of a certain color, more percentage of a certain color, allowing them to create things with it, with their hands. That is also color therapy. Some children don't see visually. Some children do color therapy without seeing the color. They feel it. So they'll get used to it. Like they know that blue, purple, some are colorblind. But they get used to that category. Some colors they can't see, some colors they can see. So then they associate different activity with me with that color. It could be that I've given them origami sheets and they're red or they're yellow or whatever color. each time I will give red. Because I know that child is now gotten used to red and I'll keep saying red. Oh, this is red. So a little bit of color knowledge that comes in. But my goal is not to teach them the colors. My goal is to make them feel the colors. And then your mood immediately changes. So with orange, it's a happy, energetic color. So your mood will definitely become more energetic if you've come like, okay, I would like doing anything. You see orange, you feel like there's something in that. There's some light, according to me.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my kids feel the same. So if I see that their mood is, they're angry, I'll show a lot of green or light blues. And their anger suddenly starts melting.
Oh.
I love it. It is very powerful colors.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about this? Colors can.
And I've seen the other way also. If it's a color they don't like, but it's a color that I like, it could take them into some sort of a fit that I just cannot see this color. So I have to immediately change my activity. There are times I've had students read the place saying, I'm not coming back again. I don't like your class, And I'm like, okay, what was it? Was it the color? Was it something else? And immediately I have to change it and call them back, get them into it.
Interesting. Oh. So another element of art is music and movement for sure. So how does that help these children on the autism spectrum?
So the nervous system is very sensitive. I don't know if that's correct English, but it's very sensitive in neurodivergent kids. So my goal and my duty is to see that their nervous system is regulated at work. So the mood is the most important. Obviously, you need dopamine and you need that in your brain when you wake up in the morning. So I always tell the caregiver or the parent that, just make them touch their toes in the morning when they wake up and then send them out for the day. Because that's your blood circulation immediately. Because if your dopamine is low, that means you need blood circulation. So which I do at the space. We do Surya Namaskars, we do touching toes, stretching. Some of them, as soon as they come in, they'll say, come on now, time to start. And then we move and then we play games like Tom and Jerry, where we have to catch each other around the space. And then we have goal spot first. Do you remember that game in the past? We die, goal spot. I don't know, in Bombay we used to play.
Yeah.
So it's like you say goal spot first and the child has to be alert enough to jump with you when you're jumping, not before you jump. Okay. So what I did to this game is I do goal spot first. I say the name of the child. If there are two children, I'll say one child's name and I'll say 3 jumps. See, they are not regulated sometimes. These children, they cannot go 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. They will go 1, 2, 3, 4, or then 1, 2, 3. And then, it's like sort of not, it's not spaced out. So I teach them how to space their counts. So then when I do a math activity after that, it helps. So we'll do goal spot first. Supposing the name is Swati. As a goal spot first, Swati, 3 steps. And we'll do 3 together. So after me, 1 me, 1 you, 1... it's like that game. Another 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Those kind of games we play a lot. And I'm like, okay, I'll do 6. And then you'll do 6. And then we teaching them rhythm, teaching them wait for your turn. All those things they do in schools also. Correct. But it's very important and very crucial that we do this with on people on the spectrum daily. Rhythm, beats. So that kind of music. Then movement, we do a lot of contemporary sort of stuff like, and then we just I'm like twirl, and then we put on soft music, and then they move slowly. They realize they've never even experienced sometimes slow movement because you're listening to Bollywood all the time, fast songs, and so they only know this.
Yeah.
And versus when you're doing this, you're like bringing in your breath and doing all those kind of things, slowing down. Yeah. So I have to do all these things and I have to become a child as well as suddenly become a little stern, then suddenly again, So that's where early childhood care education taught us to become like children with children. Yeah, even with youth who aren't and got autism too, and can be.
Because we can see music therapy has worked with ma'am's son as well. You said you identified he was playing the tabla.
Yeah.
Then he picked up, and I keep everywhere the plant. Now Mumbai space is small, and my all stuff is in Haridwar. Yeah, still. So, and I just love children. So in night, whenever we wake up, I dance with my son. So he love that. Yeah.
You already giving the holistic experience to your son.
And that things, all things I learn from here and there. Sometimes I input something because there was nothing. And doing Delhi and every therapist I told you, please give me home program.
Yeah.
No one gave me. No one gave me. I request, I pay you. You just give me. Oh, you have to come. It's very hard. Na ki go by Delhi again and again. And in Delhi is 5-hour journey. And that time Anchal was not in mood to that day. My all days. When so what to do? So then it's okay. Now I mean, and in Mumbai, before I thought ki where he was, I will do work there. But I realized ki I am not good mother. Because from in Haridwar, I am only with him. There's so many, and there's so many bad things happening with him. Therapist beated him, and so the best thing. So that's why I'm so careful. Na ki koi mere bacche ko kuch boy. Even at home, I keep some boy, and in corner he did bad thing because he can walk. It's not their mistake. He don't know about autism. Na say, man, pagal hai. He can walk, so they take care of who can't walk and just nilana hai, clean karne. So here I say I will not do work with him. He has to live alone without me. So now he just go to school alone. And but for vision, I am thank you Dolly show. I never hear eye therapy, vision therapy, and I really want. Even I would not. So many parents want that. Because when Anchal was small, he can't see properly. Though we always went to a therapist. I saw the pass. Then when he was so young, they suggest specs. Then luckily, Delhi they sent me Shankar Nethralaya, Chennai. And I go so far from Haridwar to Chennai, and as soon as I entered in the room, I say, your child vision is okay. But because of brain, as soon as his brain improved, his vision improved. But I am mother, I'm not ready to hear that now. And because of that, he was so back in learning now. And he was studying, and I am also studying still. Even in Mumbai, no one told. No one know about that.
Very few people know about it.
Yeah, I did not know.
मतलब मैं खुद एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रही हूँ उसके लिए कि ये शायद एंड समटाइम ऐसे whatever he wants he see and otherwise हाँ and his cup and if he don't want he just do. I felt so bad कि and if I have kurkure or something nothing he just eat by itself. Sometimes his vision is thank you did that show and I saw. Please give me doctor.
Definitely, we connect you with him so that you get the correct guidance.
I will distribute his number to Haridwar and others. So
please let us know your experience as well because, that's our reward. Even one life touched is our reward.
So nice.
So do let us know how he's improved and what exactly did Sir tell you. We would really love to know.
Definitely. He need in Mumbai, he is so big. But because of vision, his vision is main thing.
So now we saw a classic example of activity versus non-activity. So yes, it does affect. Probably early intervention was not there. Then ma'am has done activities with him as per whatever knowledge she had.
Right.
So we can say a classic example of activity versus non-activity. Ma'am, you being an expert, how to deal with such a situation, or how does this go down?
So when I was, I have a nephew who is on the spectrum. So that's one thing that happened after I studied. I finished my education and then I was practicing. That's when this my nephew came and lived with me for one month, and he was doing the therapies in Singapore. So when I saw what he was doing, that time it was my practical learning, because I saw that it's going on flipping the magazine. You would just flip, and continuous, like it was non-stop. It was just something to do. Then I realized, okay, let's give him one more thing to do. Maybe that'll divert his attention. But I didn't know how and what activities, because by then I'd only studied theory. So I was learning it. Then went to a center in Singapore where I saw that they have these dynamic things in the center. Lots of it. They've invested, they've put in money into it and everything, which is sad that you have to do that. But actually in India, we're really smart. We do things, we make things. We know how to make those things that you're getting on Amazon, which is theirs. Yeah, we have an example. Exactly. So even I try my best to make our own games. Okay, so to keep them busy, because not always I have enough energy to do 6 one-on-ones a day or 12 one-on-ones a day. It's exhausting. So I have enough activity to spread it out. And the minute I give them one station to the next station to the next station, just like we do for all of us, right? You have to be busy. True. The flipping of one thing stops and it gets diversified, basically. And that's important, right? Once you diversify, you don't stick to the old patterns. You start forming new pattern, which is healthier for the mind. It's okay to be in pattern, but have more patterns. That's what, I don't know if you noticed that.
And I have realized that, like my home, so I am always creative. So what I have, I use that best thing. Na? So like I have government partners are so big. So and have sand.
Yeah.
So then every evening, luckily I have wall. So I just play with wall with Anchal. Na? And when he was small, I just brought water pool. It's near water pool. Then he was big. Then his small big water pool. So at home, it's not needed that you need blocks or other things. What you have, you use that things. Now in Mumbai, house is very small. So then on a sofa, we play. We use like tumbling, na? Every day, 100. Whenever he is just little hyper, so more than 100 times just play. To use your brain, what you have. And I think in starting we bought so many things. So one activity is boring for me and for my son too, na. So it's good to make things by your own, na. Like saute the vegetable.
Yeah.
And stairs. Whenever he would become hyper, so on 16th floor we go by walk.
Yeah. Energy.
Yeah. So and one thing I always do, and I use that for my special normal children too. If he did one mistake, I don't, मतलब उसको माफ नहीं करती हूँ. I never beat him, never scold him. इतना काम कराती हूँ उससे कि वो मिस्टेक करता नहीं है. He is very nice or very calm boy. कि मतलब दौड़ाऊंगी 100 times clapping करवा देती हूँ.
Something constructive rather than
बिल्कुल. तो the result he is very, मतलब that's why I am in Mumbai. अगर वो मतलब मेरा कहना नहीं मानता तो मुंबई में आना तो इम्पॉसिबल था. बिकॉज मी एंड अतुल इसलिए है ना. तो ये मैं हमेशा करती हूँ कि घर में जो भी है वही यूज करो ना. कि
करेक्ट.
हाँ, मतलब ठीक है, बॉक्स पुराने बॉक्स से कुछ बना दो. बिकॉज इज वन थिंग एनीवे. या तो सेम अंचल डिड सो मच हैंड फ्लैपिंग अदर थिंग्स. तो न्यूज़पेपर फाड़ना सिखाया मैंने उससे. पानी से लाइक पानी ही लर्न स्विमिंग बाय इटसेल्फ. तबला he learned by himself. Then he can't speak. Then I learned vocal because of him. And after that he is उसका स्पीच बहुत अच्छा हुआ. मैंने 3rd year तक उसी की वजह से सीखा. बहुत टफ है वोकल. मैंने सर में कसर प्लीज मुझसे नहीं. इतना मुझे घर के और भी काम होते हैं. लेकिन ही लर्न टू. तो जो आपके पास है उसमें थोड़ा दिमाग लगाओगे तो यू कैन अचीव है, क्या कहते हैं, वट एवर यू है। तो मतलब हमारे पास ये नहीं है, ये नहीं है, जो है और सबके पास सब होता है। इवन यू हैव यूटेंसिल ना, स्पून से सॉरी फाइन वाटर के लिए, हाँ
sorting
स्पून से वो। तो जो है कि नहीं, तो बहुत सारी चीजें नहीं है, हर एक के पास नहीं होता है। तो जो है तो उससे आप थोड़ा सोच के सब अरेंज हो जाता है।
Use your resources.
रिसोर्सेस, या लाइक आई टोल्ड यू ना, मुंबई हाउसेस में हम इतना खेलते हैं अपने घर में कि पूछिए मत।
Mom did speak about fine motor skills. She has developed it with definitely and with very innovative method. I would love to know from you, ma'am, how do you get this into place with your therapies?
So I've noticed that a lot of children's gross motor skills are better than their fine motor skills. Especially children who are neurodivergent, maybe with ADHD, maybe with on the spectrum. And if someone has both, then they find it much easier to do a sport than to do a fine motor skill activity. Because the fine motor skill actually helps your nervous system in a different way than a sport does. And that's very important. So your palms, your fingers, they should feel their palms, they should feel their fingers, they should be able to use a thin brush, a thick brush, both. Not should be able to, but what I'm saying is that it helps. That if they do use both, they do use a charcoal medium, they choose different, their fine motor skills become better. Then pressing something, sticking with more pressure. All these things are very important for fine motor skills development, along with your gross motor skills. Different.
Correct. True.
So both are crucial for the nervous system.
Definitely. For sure. So you also, both of you, have your own sort of initiatives that you'll have put into place. So ma'am, please let us know what is that initiative you have started?
In Haridwar, I just opened my own NGO, Hakuna Matata. And Hakuna Matata, I just invited doctors from Allahabad and Delhi, Bangalore. If you like to have, it's a small place, so it's easy to famous, na? So if like 4 children, some Down syndrome children come, and I know about Down syndrome. Even I don't know so much about autism, na? I just study because of my son. What problem my son face, I study that. I mean, Lord, I don't know about other children, so how can I give advice to other children? That's not good idea to give, but you don't know and you give advice. So I just gave a tech camp and invited doctor and children. I taught to 2 parents. They taught on to parents.
So you were the medium.
Yeah.
So you got the doctors and got the parents connected so that they get the guidance. Because that was not available.
If children are so much, so many, 2 days, sometimes 1 day.
Wow.
And because of that, I come to know lots of things about other disability too, na? Because I stayed with him for so long.
Wow. Very nice. Amazing. And ma'am, we would love to know about your initiative as well.
Okay, so I started with art when I was much younger. I started teaching in my building before marriage, and then I studied textile design as well. So because of textile design, I learned a lot of tactile stuff, learning natural dyes, and as I mentioned. So I started a startup because I felt like art is not enough. Art is at the core for me. Around art, there is music for me, then there's movement. Then I thought, okay, let me introduce language, because I noticed that language for some of the children is very important. Then I introduced speech therapy. So we got somebody in to do speech therapy. She lives in Germany. She's amazing. Ruchi Goel. And her own daughter, her journey with her daughter. So we work in tandem sometimes, collaboration. So if anyone needs, I have her to connect somebody with. So slowly, holistically, from that, art is still at the core. Literally, art is used to learn math, to learn language, to definite everything. And you can have music along with that as well.
True.
why art is at the core is because I am there at the core of this little organization that I created. We offer support, academic support, skill support, and then we help children, as I said, to teach as well sometimes. If they've learned something to the T, tabla or whatever, they can teach at our organization, earn a little pocket money, and that's theirs. So I love seeing that happen. Wow. For the children. Still, we have somebody working with us from Gateway School in Mumbai. She's my first employee in Bombay in the physical space. So that's in Nariman Point. So it's just a very holistic, peaceful space where you can just come and shut off. I felt the same when I came here. It's really peaceful here. So that's the kind of environment I give to the children. And that I hope to grow.
Yeah, because this discussion is important because these alternate therapies are not so very known. So knowing this, it's very important for parents to know that this as well helps in mathematics, in teaching colors. Like you have to go, you have to find ways. And this is a real amazing way to teach these children, because we very well know children on the autism spectrum, they have different ways that they learn through. So these options also need to be taken into consideration for sure.
They're tools.
Yes, definitely tools which can really help enhance the skills of these children. Beautiful. So,
And thank you, Dolly. Show you are doing good things for parents. Really, it's you. Like, even I don't know colored therapy, na? I stuff it.
yeah,
We just saw color.
yeah, eating works as a therapy.
Definitely.
Even the whole house to make it color therapy for your child.
And the way you are teaching is marvelous, really. Because मैंने देखा है, क्योंकि I just go through so many things. So color तो सिखाते हैं, लेकिन some children like blue color and you work with it. It's so you can't be बिल्कुल ना.
True. Amazing. So I do know that session can go on for sure the entire day. We can keep discussing for sure because so many things that we have and we want to put it across. But yes, we have our time constraints for sure. So that one last message from both of you for our audience. So ma'am.
That we should see children beyond the label.
So true. Perfectly put in. Ma'am, your message to our audience.
Message is always when God gives something, is have some purpose, and God कभी गलत नहीं करता है.
True.
तो first accept it और देखो, क्योंकि perfect कोई भी नहीं, हम भी नहीं.
Definitely.
आप perfect बनो, मतलब कोई नहीं है, हम भी नहीं. किसी का कुछ, कोई लंबा है, कोई छोटा है, मोटा है. तो जो है उसको accept करिए. और जो आपके पास रिसोर्सेज हैं उसमें जितना आप बेस्ट कर सकते हो.
Yeah, you are the most classic example how to use things when you have nothing. Whoa, amazing.
And you have mysticals in your path.
So many.
I think acceptance, when you accept, then रास्ते खुलते जाते. Like I told you ना, डॉली शो का फर्स्ट पॉडकास्ट मैंने विजन, क्योंकि आई एम सर्चिंग क्या आई एम. And now Anjali is so improving. मैं देख रही हूँ कि वो अपनी विजन से थोड़ा जाऊँ कहाँ जाऊँ. मतलब मैं मुंबई में भी 3-4 डॉक्टर्स के पास जा चुकी हूँ. 2-3 डॉक्टर बहुत अच्छे थे, उन्होंने मैं नहीं वही चश्मा रिकमेंड नहीं है. तो थैंक यू डॉली शो कि आप नई चीज़ें रिकमेंड कर रहे हो, क्योंकि बिल्कुल सच में जो थेरेपी, स्पीच थेरेपी हम सुनते आ रहे हैं, बाकी चीज़ें हम सुनते आ रहे हैं कि हाँ स्पीच थेरेपी है, ऑक्यूपेशन थेरेपी, आई नो, मतलब इतने लोग हैं कि पूछिए वहाँ. बट डिफरेंट को आप ढूंढ के वो कर रहे हो वाला, बिकॉज
Even we get to know these things, and when we learn that, oh God, this can create such a big impact. So then we also want our audience to know all of this. That's why we believe in disseminating information and giving access to these parents to everything. Beautiful. Thanks both of you for being with us.
you.